Hello and welcome to another episode of Love Angles Car Series with BC Umo. Today I want to talk about the 5 love languages and how you can speak your partner's love language. It is very important that in communication, the person who is encoding a message has somebody who is decoding that message, and that is why a lot of marriages and relationships have issues, because one person is passing a message but the other person is not getting that message. And how do you pass your message effectively if you do not understand your love language and your partner's love language? So when I come back, I will talk about it. We have 5 love languages. The first is affirmation, physical touch, acts of service, quality time, and receiving gifts. Those are the 5 love languages, and everybody speaks one or two of these 5 love languages. You have the primary love language and the secondary love language. The primary is some people have theirs about 60%, others have theirs 70%. That is your dominant love language, and the other one is like 30 or 40%. Before you get into speaking your partner's love language, you need to understand your love language as well. And there are a couple of tips that can help you find out your love language. What do you want most? What do you enjoy most? What is it that your partner does for you or does not do for you that you crave? That could be an insight on your love language and your primary love language. So it's best for you to find out. There are certain questions you can answer that will lead you to what your love language is. You can also find out by looking at yourself and finding out what love language do you give to others. How do you speak love to other people? Because what you do best could be an indicator of what your love language is. Then when you found out your love language, you now find out your spouse's love language. A lot of people in marriage do not even understand the language their spouse speaks. And so you have issues like, I do everything for this woman. I do everything for this woman. Do you know that I will even go to the market for this woman? I will cook for this woman. I will watch. What does a woman want? And you are doing all of that. You are not speaking your partner's love language. Your partner might just want you to sit down and cuddle her. Yes. Sit down and just hold me. All this market, all this cooking, I don't want it. Sit down and just give me attention and just hold me. So you see cases where people complain of different things in marriages. I do this, I do that, and yet I can't seem to please this person. I do that for this person. I slave for you. I do all of this. I can't seem to please. He still doesn't understand me. He still doesn't feel satisfied. I won't kill myself for you. Okay, don't kill yourself. Let me come and kill myself for the person. You need to understand your love language. A lot of things are so easy when you speak your partner's love language. Ignoring your partner's love language is like ignoring your seeds. You plant a seed, you plant corn, and you ignore it, you don't water it, you don't weed the area, it's going to die. It won't germinate. And so when you feel, all these stories they are telling is not for me, it's going to affect your relationship. Check out people who have lasting relationships. I'm not talking about people who are pretending to be happy, because a lot of people do that, especially on social media. I'm talking about people that you come close to and you know that they have a happy home. Check around them. You see that one way or the other, they understand their partner's love language. They might not know it's called love language. They might not know, but they understand their partner so well. They do that. They give what fills up their partner's love tank. And then you're wondering how come these people are like this after so many years of marriage. Somebody has got the trick. The physical touch as one of the languages has to do with touch, body language, holding, and all of that. So if you happen to have a partner whose primary love language is physical touch, you will have to prioritize holding him or her all the time. They like to be held. They like intimacy. That's the key word. Intimacy, sexually and otherwise. They like things like massages, just lie on them, just rub their body and all of that. That tells you this person's primary love language is physical touch. So these are the things you need to prioritize. Your cooking and cleaning and washing, the time you're supposed to be rubbing, you're washing, will not help your situation. You've seen people who are engaged in relationships and they're dating, and you see a particular girl comes around and is always cleaning and washing and doing everything. When she finishes, they will escort her, she will go. The girl that understands that this guy's primary love language is touch will come and sandpaper him, and tomorrow they will marry that one. They'll be complaining that somebody has snatched somebody when you don't know what you're supposed to do. Open your eyes and speak your partner's love language. So for physical touch, massage them, hug them, kiss them regularly, even in the marketplace. Yes, they like all those kind of things. Just they like a show of affection, as in you touch them regularly, touch them. You have gotten them. That is the simple trick to somebody whose primary love language is physical touch. Secondly, words of affirmation. If you have a partner whose primary love language is affirmation, you need to learn to appreciate that person. Talk about that person. Encourage your spouse. You know, they like to be given attention. Listen to them when they talk to you. Make meaningful contributions. Praise them. That's the word. They thrive on praise. Praise them. Every little thing they do, appreciate them. Show them that you support them, that you love them, that you appreciate what they are doing. That is how they thrive. Send them a text. Honey, you looked so good this morning when you were leaving. Your meal last night was just so delicious. It took me back to those days when we're courting or when we're dating. You know, they like those kind of things. You have to keep affirming them. It gives them confidence. It helps them to build their self-esteem. You just have to keep talking good, talking positive to them, and you have them. So if you have someone whose primary love language is affirmation, and you're always criticizing the person, you don't see anything good in the person, you don't encourage the person, you are not satisfying your spouse. You're leaving your spouse's love tank empty, and it is not good for you. When somebody out there starts appreciating and starts saying you look beautiful and starts praising them for their food and starts doing this and starts doing that, you are on your own. So learn how to do all of this for that person. If you have a spouse whose primary love language is quality time, then you have to make time for that person. They need you to stay with them, give them undivided attention, focus. Now, those are the kind of people that when you're talking to and you're looking at your phone and you're having a conversation and looking at your phone, they tell you you're not listening. We can't have this conversation. When you're ready, let's talk. I want to know, I'm listening to you, but you're not looking at me. They want your undivided attention. So what works with people like this is find those time, create those times that you can hang out with them, take them out, do getaways. If you've been married for a couple of years and you guys have not been going out alone, go out alone, find time, one weekend, surprise that person, take that, even if it's a staycation and not a vacation. They just want you alone to themselves. They want that quality time. That is their primary love language. Haven't you heard of women, let me use women now, whose husbands have all the money, give them everything they want, and they're always traveling. There's no time for these women, and these women go out and look for small boys to give them quality time. That is what they want. That is what they are craving. So you need to prioritize Put them first, give them undivided attention, pay attention to their needs. They need to hear you, they need to be close to you, they need you to hang out with them, even if it's to go and do silly things, to go to a pepper soup joint and just drink pepper soup and drink Sprite and drink Fanta. I tell people you don't need so much money to have fun with your spouse, so just plan it the way you can and make sure you spend quality time with them. Receiving gifts. If your partner's primary love language is receiving gifts, you need to be buying a lot of gifts, even if it's just cards once in a while, even if it's just cards once in a while, even if it's just flowers. You just need to keep giving. You just keep buying. The thoughts is what matters most. You don't have to spend so much, but for those people, you forget their birthday, you forget their anniversary, you forget you're in trouble. You need to just keep buying things and keep making them feel loved by giving. Giving. You just have to give. And akagom cannot survive in that kind of relationship. Forget it. If your partner's primary love language is acts of service, you need to get up and assist him. You need to, the thoughts that, okay, don't worry, I'll handle that for you. Don't worry, I'll do the dishes. Don't worry, I'll do this. Don't worry. Those are the kind of things that person wants to hear. That you step up and you help with chores. You don't just, if peradventure it's your wife that acts of service is it's her primary love language. If acts of service is your wife's primary love language, my brother, my sister, you have to help her with the dishes. If you know what is good for your soul, help her with the dishes, help her with the housework, anything she's doing, just find a way to help. Even if you're not doing it physically, you can sit there, gist with her, make the workload fun for her. So you need to be there. You need to assist. If you can pick up a broom and sweep while she's washing or whatever it is. Those are things that make her happy. Those are things that fill up her love tank. So if you know these 5 love languages, I'll take that again. If you know these 5 love languages and you don't apply it, it's not going to be good. So the best thing is to know your own, know yourself, know thyself. The best thing is to know thyself and know your partner, and then you can work out ways to help your partner. Know your partner, and then you can work out ways to fill your partner's love tank. There is nothing more fantastic than being in a relationship and you are glad that you are satisfied and your partner is satisfied and you guys are having fun. The best thing to do for yourself and for your spouse is to make sure that you speak their love language, fill up their love tank, and you are good to go. And that's it for today on Love Angles Car Series with BC Ugbo. I hope you liked this one, and if you actually did, please like the video, give me the thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll come your way again next week. So ciao.